Hi everyone. Today video episode is on creating a NestJS endpoint for file uploading. So here in this section we are going to create a sample application of NestJS to create an endpoint to upload a file. Okay. Before going any further, I want to mention that this entire session has been made as blog. Okay. If you want to copy some code snippets or anything will be already furnished in this blog. So you can go through this entire blog. So whatever I am going to explain in this video session is already furnished into the blog. So if you are any interested to check the blog, you can go there and check over in the blog. The link will be available under the video description. Okay, so let's jump into creating our new sample application for the Nest. For that, NestJS CLI command is like nest new and your project name. I will name as okay. I'm going to create my project. So our project has been successfully created by the Nest CLI command. Let's open our project. I'm going to use editor like Visual Studio Code. This is my project, what we got from the CLA. Okay, this is the default controller we will get when we create our sample NestJS API. Okay, so now creating an endpoint and endpoint in NestJS for file uploading is quite simple because it's mainly based on using the existing resources like a configuration only. So what we will do here, let's create a new endpoint for file upload. Let me write like upload file. Okay, let's return string and let me return some dummy message like success. Okay, so this is our endpoint. Our call will always be post call file uploading. So let's add the post attribute, post decorator. Let's import it. And in the post, I will specify name like file upload. This is my endpoint URL. Okay. Next, uh, NestJS has given us some pre-built resources. I have already said, right? One such pre-built providers are like file interceptor. Here we are going to configure a file interceptor which has the capability to capture the file data which was posted from the user. Okay, let's use interceptor. So to use interceptor, we need to first decorate use interceptors directive like this. Okay, this is like a wrapper class that loads from the NestJS interceptor. Now we need to load our file uploading interceptor, that is at the rate interceptor C. Okay, this is my intended or required interceptor for file reading from the form posted by the client. If you observe, this is loads from the nestjs.platform.express. So let's render it. Okay. So if you take the definition for this, here it will show some config input parameters that are required to use this decorator, use this interceptor like a field name. This field name is nothing but the name of our HTML file input attribute. So the interceptor first parameter value and the HTML file input field name attribute value should match, so that what it will do, file interceptor, it will, when it receives the request, it will check the form whether it has have the field name that is matched with the name specified in the file interceptor. If it is there, it is going to capture the entire file information into it. Okay, that's the reason we need to specify the field name as the first parameter. Next is like we have some configurations. I will explain them more in detail later. So like a destination, something like destination path, where to store, and storage and limitations, where we can configure what type of file we can upload it, some filtering, everything. I will explain later. Okay. So the first thing we need is here like field name is mandatory field. Options are optional only. Local options means multi option. Multi options is nothing but these are like a separate library actually. NestJS what it did, it overrides into it under this library, what is called Platform Express library. Actual library is multer, that is used by the Node framework for the uploading the or capturing the file storage. Okay? So these options are optional and file name should be mandatory. So let me give the field name like I will name it as picture, not picture, file one. Okay. We no need this at the rate. Okay. So that is how the first step to configure the file interceptor store endpoint. So we know that this file interceptor will read the file information that is added to the field name like file one in our form submitted by the client. If you want to read the all the files data into our action method, then we need to import one decorator type like upload files. So in general, what it will do means it will grab all the files of the uploaded by the client and captures in this file. So if you want to store it into the database, or if you want to push them to another API service, or if you want to save them to another server using the UNC path, that logic you can write here. Okay. But if you want to store into physical location, no need to write the logic inside here. That is everything will carried out under file interceptor, which I am going to explain in the later steps. Okay. So what I can say is our file uploading method has been completed. Okay. Now I want to create a client so that that client will consume this API. So that client contains a some form where user can upload a file and invoke this API. So for that, what I will do, I will create like another project, file upload HTML. Okay, let me open this folder path in Visual Studio Code Editor. So think like this is my client project. Okay. Uh, If you have knowledge on Angular or Vue or React or any JavaScript framework, you are absolutely free to create one such sample application. Here I want to create everything in JavaScript only, so I am creating a normal project. Okay. First I want to create page like index.html. So this is my basic HTML snippet. Here what I will do, I am going to create uh, one form where user can select upload files. First thing I want to do is I want to use some Bootstrap styles. For that, I'm going to get the some. I'll go to Bootstrap, the docs. Just copy this CSS file. Okay, to get some Bootstrap styling into our form. Okay. So this is the Bootstrap link, and inside of the body, I'm going to create form. Okay. So my form will contains file input field. Okay, so I will go to here I will get Bootstrap form. So these are some file type input fields. So what I will do, I will take this one. So I'll take first one only. For first I will use single file uploading. I will copy this and I will paste here. Okay. Next thing what I will have is I will change name label, upload files, and I will create a button to submit our form. Type will be submit. Okay. And some styling. Okay. Upload. So this is my basic form with the upload button. So what I will use on submit form event. Okay. Here I will register method like upload file. This is my JavaScript method which I will implement in coming steps. And next I will do like so return false. What it means, after executing the logic inside of the file, return false will stop prevent the form reloading. Okay, so that is the reason I have written a statement like return false. So and I will add a script tag here for my JS to load. Search, I will name it as main.js. Okay, now let's create our JS file, main.js. Okay, here I need to implement this function. One more thing is this function will receive input parameter like this. This will represent this entire form. Okay, I will name it as file form. Okay. Here what I will do, I will create a form data and I initialize our JavaScript form data. To that form data, I will pass my entire form as input so that form data has the ability to retrieve the form fields from the form. Okay. So next step is I need to invoke my endpoint. Okay. So for that I will use JavaScript asynchronous call like async constant response. So let make our function async. Okay. I will write await here and use fetch. This is JavaScript function. Okay. And some settings. I will use body property for posting my form data. Method is my call is post call, right? So let's define post. Okay. And data type JSONP. The defining the reason behind defining JSONP is because it is our just HTML, right? If I open this into my browser, how it will render means is like a file naming convention, right? At that time, JSONP will helpful to fetch the data from the server. Okay? If next thing, once after retrieving the data, if response dot status code equal to 200, also check for status 201. Either will be considered as success. At that time, I will do a alert like file uploaded successfully. Else means our API is failed, then failed to upload our file. Okay, let me write entire this Ajax call in try catch so that any errors we get, we will capture them. Okay, here what I will do, I will write catch. I will write console.log e and alert like something went wrong. Okay, that's all about my JavaScript code. Here I need to define my URL for my NestJS. So for that, what I will do, I will run my NestJS application. Command to run NestJS application is npm run start. Okay. Here my application is up and running, and in main.ts file you can observe it is running under port number localhost at 3000. So here we have two endpoints, like one is simple get, that is predefined action method, this one, and next API is our payload. Let's test in the browser whether our API is running or not. For that, what I will do, I will simply call host.3000. It is working. I am getting response from my first action method, that is this one. Okay. So now what I can do, I can prepare my URL for my NestJS endpoint. I'll copy it and go to our HTML project, paste it out over here. And the next thing I need to copy is my action method name, file upload. Okay. And so we are done preparing our URL, NestJS API URL. Now let's open our HTML project into the browser and check the output. See, this is my endpoint, right? So see, it is working as a file path because it is not hosted any server or any development server inside of it. So let's inspect element. Okay, and check our network call. Let's first upload our files. Okay, so here I will choose some test image folder. I already have. I will add this black car. So my file is uploaded into my form. I am hitting my upload button. See, we are getting error like something went wrong. Our network call is invoked, but we are getting something went wrong. We observe in control. So this is some course issue. Course issue is nothing but cross origin issue. For that, what we have to do, we need to update in our sample application to allow course. For that, app dot enable course. Okay, inside of it, you can mention star means anything. So let's save it and rerun our project. So let's create it and go to networks, clear this call, and we need to refresh the page because our API only changed, right? So click on upload. See, I am able to get success message that I am returning from my action method. And here also you can see getting status 201. That means our request has been successfully accepted by the server and also return some positive response from the server. Okay. let's check our where is our image. So nowhere, we can find nowhere because we haven't specified any destination path or implemented any logic to save in the particular area. But what it will do, our API, what it will do when it receives a request means we didn't specify any file uh, destination path in our logic or any custom logic to save the our file into a specified physical location, then this file interceptor just reads and holds that file information in memory and it will execute. That's it. It won't do nothing else. Either it won't save or anything. Either it won't return any error also. It will just receive the information and capture the file info into the in memory of the application. Once the request is done, it will release the memory as well. So here we can consider that we have successfully getting success response from API. But next step we need to do is we somehow need to tell the file interceptor to save our file in the specified location. For that, what we can do, I can do use this multer options. Inside of multer options, we have property like destination. Okay, here you can specify slash images slash. So what server will do? Server on receiving the request, it will check for the destination path. So if it finds the folder here, it will save our file into that folder. If it doesn't found any folder with the specified path name, it will create one and save the folder. Let's try to test this folder saving into our specified path. So let's rerun again. We have I want to mention that we have one more option while to listen for our changes, means that will automatically compile in NestJS, but I am not using here because in my system I have a problem. It is caching, means new changes are not reflecting if I use that command. So if you don't have that problem, uh, please try to use this command instead of npm start. Use npm start hyphen dev, sorry, colon dev. So that is in watch mode. So you no need to every time cancel and rerun because I have some problem. I'm not using that watch command. Okay, now my application is up and running. Let's test our file upload again. Uploaded. I got success message as well. Let's check in our physical location. See here. You minimize all folders. A minimum images folder has been created by the endpoint automatically. If you expand, the mistake I have did is go to our index file. I haven't specified the name attribute. Okay, I have already mentioned clearly that our file interceptor input parameter file name should match our file, right? So let's copy and save it. Okay, and reload again. Again, upload our black car and try to upload now. Got success. I hope this will create a file. See, now it is created file. Okay, but if you observe, it is taking some random string and no file extension, right? It is saving like a, some kind of file. Okay, if we go there, if we open that physical location, and if I try to open, will you open with paint? See, I am able to see the image, but it is very hard to determine that is a user updated image or PDF or something else files we don't know with the default functionality, right? So now we need to write our custom logics to give some And also here, if you observe, random name is added to the photo. So it is good only. Always use random name only. You should not use some physical file original name directly to save into our system. It is always best practice to use random. But if we prefix the random to the original name, will be somewhat good to understand ourselves. And here one more thing, we need to save the file based on the extension as well. To that we will customize our endpoint. Okay. To customize that, we need to use another properties of our multer options, that is like storage. The storage is given as any because you can use any storage medium that is provided as a library. Okay, either it is a physical like a disk storage or something, any another storage you can assign. That's why it is given as any in this library. So here what I will do, I will use the multer Node.js library directly using the disk storage function. So for that, that function expects few callback methods. Those are helper methods. So let's first create those helper methods. So here what I will do, I will create a folder like shared. Okay. Inside of it, I am going to create method like helper.ts. Okay, let's create class helper. Okay, here I am going to create static methods like first helper method is for my uh, customizing my name. So I will name it as custom file name. Okay, and it will have some input parameters like a request file and cb. This third parameter is callback function. These are fixed functions. Okay, if you assign this function as a callback function to the disk storage that will be loaded from multer library, you can understand these are automatically passed through this method by the storage by the multer only. From the file we will have a property like original name. Okay, what this means, it will get the original name that the user has uploaded into our file. Since we don't want to save exactly the original name, so we need to prefix some random string into it. For that, what I will do, I will split, like split. So and split. See, this logic is entirely up to you. This is my way of convention. If you don't want to use original name, also fine. With only random name as well is fine. But for our for better understanding, I am using original name as well. You can write your own logic. So here what I am taking means this file that original name contains like, so for suppose here in our sample what we are doing, we are uploading blackcard.jpg, right? So original name will be received as blackcard.jpg. So in that I want to get the original name. See here prefix I am not taking. So let me assign the original name into custom file name. Okay, so here taking the first only. Here I am not taking this jpg directly from here because we don't know whether our file contains n number of dots, so we cannot exactly find here. Okay, so that's why I'm not taking the jpg from here. And next thing is I need to generate some random string to prefix my custom file name. I will for that what I will use is I will use this code snippet, something like generating math using random number and some date it is prefixed. What I will do, I will use custom file name equal to custom file name plus this random string. So I am preparing my random string as well. Now I need to identify my file extension. For that, what I will do, I will create one variable like file extension. See, here the original name I am getting from the file, right? I know which are the properties that will receive from this file property. If you have any consideration regarding them, what you can do, you can use console log of file for the first time, and you can read all the properties that will be delivered here. Okay, and file extension, I will initialize simply here like this, and here what I will do, I will do like file dot mime type. Mime type defines the type of the file. Okay, index of JPEG, then is greater than -1 means if it is JPG flag, then I will write file extension equal to dot JPG. Like this you can handle. Else if file dot mime type dot index of, okay, something like PNG. So you can write file extension equal to dot PNG. Okay. Final file name look like custom plus file extension. Okay. We're joining our random name and the extension. Now we need to pass it to the CB callback method. Okay. First parameter will be null and second parameter will be our file name. Know more about the Multer Node.js library, you can go here, git for Multer. Everything will be explained here. So you go here and if you scroll down, you can find. So this is the disk storage we are going to configure. This disk storage will have properties like destination and the file name. File name configuration. See, all these are what I have written based on this Multer library only. If you have any doubt, go to here, GitHub Express.js Multer Node.js library. Okay, let's come back to our application. Let's break down into multiple lines this object. Okay, and storage. I have, as mentioned, right, we should use disk storage that we will import from Multer. Okay, so let's write here disk storage and configuration. So I have mentioned properties, right? For file name, you need to use this file name. So copy that file name property of our disk storage. Okay, and now here I need to assign my callback method. So let's import my helper method here. Import helper, okay, and helper dot custom file. So these are properties to this custom file name will automatically pass to it by our disk storage function that's load from the Node.js library like Multer. Okay, what I will do, I will delete this file previously created and upload it again. Here we are getting some error from the API itself. Fail to load, okay. See here in our console we are seeing some error. I think it should be small casing. Let me try again. Okay, let's run our application. Maybe if it is correct, it should work now. Okay, let's upload again. Okay, go to our project. And we are observing that our file has been not created, but we are getting success. Okay, so our file uploading success, but we are observing our file is not stored. That is because uh, I did it purposefully, because if once we override this storage property of our controller, let me get rid of this thing, then this path, destination path won't work. In this process, this destination property won't work properly when you override the storage. Okay, when we override the storage like a disk storage, it won't work like this. In that case, what we have to do, we need to specify the path like multi expected. Like this, we need to create one more. Okay, we need to create one more callback function for the storage. So let me go here and let me remove this. And what I will do, I will create one more callback method, static. Okay, and file path. I will specify. It will also receive same set of input parameters. I will copy over here, and here what I will do, I simply cb null comma, and I will specify previous path what I have assigned to the dist property. Okay, so let's import this method here, and property will be like destination. Okay, copy this and go here, and helper dot custom file. I think it should now properly save it to our images folder. Let's hope it will save. Okay, currently everything empty folder we have. And let me rerun my application. So application is up and running. Let's try to upload again. So let's upload. Okay, we are getting some internal error. It is expecting folder like image name only what we prepared. That is because here I have given same function for destination as well. That is the reason I'm getting this error. So file path. I think it should now fix. Now let's try to upload again. And we got success. And if we check physical location images, see, successfully our image has been saved. You can see preview of our image also, and you can see our black or original image plus some date with random number and extension. We have successfully saved our file. Okay, so this is how we need to override. Okay, to give custom name. So here to give the custom name and the path we need to use, we are using disk storage. Okay, so that is how file uploading works in NestJS API. So next thing I want to do is to add our file input file. I need to add capability to add multiple images. For that it is very simple. We need to do one configuration like to select multiple images. We need to write multiple. So uh, this will make the input field has capability to select multiple images. Okay, now we need to do some changes in server side also. So now the input field file1. Okay, here name attribute file1. This file1, if it send multiple images, this file interceptor cannot read. It will throw error. So for that we will have another interceptor like files interceptor. Okay, this is one more interceptor that will read array of files. Okay, if you observe, it will have field names and max count, means how many number of maximum multiple files it can read, we can specify. Okay, and the local options, it is normal only. So what I will do, I will add here one property here, like I will add max count like 10. I think max count number only, I can specify number 10. So here I am specifying I can read only 10 images. So let's say what, see, file interceptor and file interceptor only S is difference. If you go here, see, this is previously used interceptor, which is file interceptor, means it will only read single file. Files interceptor, that means it will read array of files. Okay, application is up and running, and first what I will do, I will delete the existing file. Okay, this one from here. Okay, my images are empty now. What I will do, I will refresh my page so that I can select multiple file images. What I will do, I will click on control and select these two images. See, now it will showing count file like 2. So let's update our file. So we got successfully updated. Let's check them in the physical location. See, here both of my images has been uploaded. So that's how when we want to upload multiple files, we need to do like that. Okay. So it is always good to specify the maximum number of count, because too much amount of memory if we send also, it won't be good for the server. So please restrict your number of multiple images that user can upload in single call. Okay, it is nice to specify some restriction so server will not crash due to the heavy load of images. Okay, and next, one more interceptor I want to mention is that we have single file, right? Single file input field. What if we have multiple file input field? Then this interceptor won't support. See, this interceptor won't support. For that, what we have to do is we need to do another interceptor like file fields. Okay, go here and understand. So it will take field array of fields, means that represent if we have multiple file input fields in our form, those will be read in this array. So we need to register their names in this array as well. Okay. So for that, here we don't need to specify here count. Okay. And it is not string, it is array here. Okay. And our array will be like name. Its name should match with the path name. So here my name is file1, right? Let's copy, and we can restrict how many number of uh, files we need to import from this field. I can specify like 2. Okay, and we can have if we have another field, let's write like this. And what I will do now, I will just HTML, this is right. I will just duplicate this code snippet and add one more input field. I will name it as file2. Okay, this name file2, and the heading I will upload file2 files1. Okay, now copy this name and go to our NestJS server and assign here, and I can say max count here 1. Okay, so now what it represents, sorry, it should be in separate object. So I will create one more object, I will paste here. So file fields interceptor name here itself, you can understand multiple fields it will read. Okay, so let's save them. Okay, and what I will do, I will delete these existing Okay, let leave them here like this only. I will upload another set of images. Okay, now what I can do, I so my changes are done here. Now I need to rerun my application to reflect my changes. Okay, and meantime, just refresh our page, HTML page. Here we need to save, and now refresh again. See, we have two input file fields. Let me select some images. What I will do, I will select my blog images. Okay, these two, and second one, third file. Okay, and try to upload. See, we got success. And if we go here into our images folder, see, these numbers are combined. Just see, starting number 1, 2, 3. All these images are added. Right here, so far, so everything is good. Now, what we will do? We will do one more thing. Like I have restricted, right? The second input field should contain. So let me show you over here. Second input field contain maximum one image only. Let's try to upload two images and check how it will behave. So what I will do, I will select these two images. So two images. See, 400 bad request. That is because I can only upload one image only. If you refresh and if you select one image, it will upload. See, successfully uploaded. So, and if you want to test one more time, here max count for the first field is 2 only, right? Let's upload 3 images, more than the max count. Then also we should get error, like bad request. See, 3 images. See, 400, right? So that's all about the file field controller. And if you want to restrict memory size of the file, you can do like and file size. See, it should be a number and it should be in bytes. So what I will do, I will assign like 1 KB files only allowed for our testing. Okay, so let's save it. My files will always be greater than 1 KB only. Let me reload and try to upload one file. Okay, upload it. See, I'm getting 413, and if you check, some message also giving some valid message. File is too large, payload is too large. So that's how you can make some restrictions on your file as well. Okay, so let's have a brief overview. What we have did, we have used file fields for single file, sorry, file interceptor for single file, file files interceptor for array of files, file fields for multiple input file fields to read the data from our form field. So this is how we need to implement. And one more thing is this is disk storage. Okay, we need to write some custom callback method for the customizing our file name as well as our destination path as well. So this is how our file upload will work in NestJS application. I hope this video has delivered some useful information. If you like my video, please do subscribe to my channel. Soon I will meet you with new videos. Until then, signing off.